Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, on my way to work once again. I am wearing a Patek Philippe 6006 G grey gold macro rotor 240 movement, and I thought I would relate a funny, well not funny, uh, a little story as the market is coming off. A few people are getting the call from Patek, and yet when you walk in front of the authorized dealers here in Hong Kong, same as the last 2-3 years, there's nothing apparently for sale, and more and more you get the feeling that everything is in the back, but even the things that they have readily available and maybe no customers for, they still try to package it for things that are more difficult to get. So anyway, my buddy got the call to get the 6007. Somehow he had put his name on the list for that model along with other watches, and a year later the sales call, and he has to think about it, and he asks me on WhatsApp. And my reply was simple. If you have to ask me, well, you got your answer, right? If it was a no-brainer, you'd get it. To me, this was a no-brainer for a watch that is discontinued, very special, very cool, with a beautiful movement that has powered perpetual calendars. And here, for twice more than what I paid, the salesman is keen to sell him this 6007 in white gold as well. So at least you get a bit of gold, a grey gold. But it's the one with that what Patek calls themselves carbon fiber look. I don't think carbon fiber actually looks anything like that, but that's what's been commonly accepted as the look of carbon fiber. And the price is 291,000 Hong Kong dollar, which is something like 36,000 US dollar. And gone is the micro rotor, replaced by a much less appealing central rotor, which, by the way, also powers, I believe, the central rotor version of the current perpetual, but which I find less special always than the micro rotor. And the look of that 6007 to me is, if you told me that it was a new watch by Omega or racing something, I would believe you. I would think, especially coming in through different color accents, that it looks very much like an Omega. And apparently it was designed together with the kids of Thierry Stern. So maybe the idea is to capture a different market, and why not? But yeah, for us watch aficionados, the only reason you would buy that is to get into the good books of Patek, to get something else. And when the economy is bad, it's a lot of money. And for me, the other way I see it is that that's the sort of money I could buy a handmade watch by an independent, or something really crazy good. You could buy get a date in a white gold, rose gold, yellow gold. You could get pretty much a wide range of Daytonas, and and here what you get is barely the entry level of Patek. And I watch that in the long term, I don't think it's going to do anything for you in terms of collectability. You can always be wrong about those things, but I don't see any version of the universe where that 6007 in grey gold, not the not the steel one, which at least was a bit special, being the first 6007 and being made for the opening, the grand opening of the new manufacture of Plan Les Ouates. I don't see any universe where that watch, that grey gold, is going to be collectible in no way like this. So it all depends what you're trying to do with Patek, and that's the problem with the brand. The other problem is I was looking at all their watches. I just mentioned I think the 5720 is the reference, the central rotor perpetual. It started in sort of a beige color, cream color, and then now there's a salmon. Careful with the salmon, it always looks good on picture, but doesn't always look good on the wrist. You can get tired of it. I think the cream maybe is more durable. Very cool watch with a stamped case and lugs. The lugs are stamped together, and then they are obviously polished, beautiful. Maybe not the most expensive way to do a case and lugs. And you have a central rotor, the same as an entry-level watch, that powers, of course, the great perpetual module. But Patek has been doing perpetual for so long. Does it have to cost 100,000 US? It's like 750,000 Hong Kong. And it's interesting what Timosa was saying about that watch. He was saying that it is readily available apparently at Patek, because he trades on the market 40% below, and as a result, it's the sort of watch you purchase when you want to get in the good grace of the brand and be able to put your name on the rarer stuff, the stuff that you need to be approved for. Can you imagine buying such an expensive timepiece just to get another one? And perpetuals, unless you make them run, you make sure they run all the time. That one being automatic at least can be put on a winder. Well, they are a pain in the ass, because if you have to reset everything, then it's a lot of pushing for something that you're supposed to never have to touch. That's the whole shtick of a perpetual. So interesting to see now. In another bit of news of Patek, the new everybody wants the steel sports, right? Everybody wants the steel Aquanaut. Therefore, Patek makes a rainbow, as if they were trolling Rolex, a rainbow Aquanaut with minute repeater, just to say, hey, you got your rainbows, we can do it too, but we're going to put one of the highest complications with it, because we think we have customers who want that. And I'm sure 2 years ago that was a bit the mood in the watch market, but now not so sure. But don't worry, most of these watches will end up in the Emirates, and it's no surprise that this watch comes out pretty much during Dubai Watch Week, where definitely there are people who can afford those kinds of things. It's not for you and I, but yeah, all those bejeweled Nautiluses as well, small size, lady sizes. Wow, it's amazing that they have that market to satisfy at a time where we're talking about a recession, and in particular a rich session, so recession of the rich, where a lot of wealthy people, like regular wealthy, are cutting their spending. But here we're talking about watches for the uber wealthy, who are pretty much recession proof, I suppose, right until they get assassinated or removed from power. Well, there you go, guys. Interesting release by Patek. I was not very impressed by many of the releases in March. I thought something nicer would come later in the year. Really was hoping for something a bit more exciting than jewels on the sports models. But that's what we get, and yeah, maybe a bit of questionable direction taken by Patek and insane pricing on many of their watches. The entry level is $30,000, I think. Oh no, actually the entry level is less, maybe maybe 20 something with the manual wind Caltravas, which is maybe the most beautiful watch currently in production by Patek. I really like the movement. Ooh, and I was about to forget also this late minute release of this cringe-worthy tribute to Philip Stern with his face on the watch, which I believe was meant to be the watch for the Only Watch charity auction. The watch was not available for the Christie's tour. It was not disclosed in the booklet, only a picture with Thierry and Philip Stern. So I think maybe Patek dodged that charity auction bullet because it had to be postponed, and now they're making it available to their clients. But as unique as it's going to be, is the nicest thing I can say about it. Who really wants to have an old man's face as great as he is on the watch? Would you like to have Einstein's face on your watch? It is quite cringe-worthy, and wraps up this video about a few things that I find a bit on the nose with Patek. And I hope I don't offend anyone. If you love the 6007 and if you're gonna get that bejeweled Nautilus or Aquanaut, great for you. There's a reason why they make them. They don't make them for themselves. So hopefully some people will enjoy them for the perpetuity. And yeah, in the catalog, apart from that, I have to say that my favorite watches now are the Nautilus 5712, the 5990, the big dog, the 5270, which is not even the big dog. Of course, they make more complicated watches with split seconds and all that. But a 5270, I kind of look at it differently after talking to a good watchmaker here in Hong Kong who thinks the Le Mania didn't need to be reinvented, and it might have 8 more patents to this in-house caliber of the 5270, but it's very finicky little parts and not as great in perpetuity as the Le Mania, but that's a different conversation for another time. I got work to do, and I'm sure you do too, but do leave a comment and maybe a like. Bye bye, guys.